Alright, what's going on YouTube? I'm Tom Lincheri and this is Chocolate Avenue Baking Company. I was born and raised in the town synonymous with chocolate, and that's Chocolatetown, USA, also known as Hershey, Pennsylvania. Now, it should come as no big surprise that people around here have an enormous amount of pride for the company that built this town and the legend behind the company, and that's Milton S. Hershey, the Hershey Company. That's right. And one of the main things that I plan on doing with Chocolate Avenue Baking Company is featuring a lot of the iconic, classic Hershey Company candy bars from the 20th century in a lot of my desserts. In fact, I'm going to do an entire series on that throughout, just using Hershey Company chocolates. And so I wasn't really sure where I was even going to begin with all of this, but I thought, well, I might as well get started on this feature because it's one of the things that I'd really like to do with my channel. And so I didn't know where to begin, so I was thinking, if you ask the average 7-year-old what their favorite candy bar is, chances are most of them are going to say the classic Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. Now, this is one of the top selling candies in the history of the world, almost without exception. And today, I'm going to be featuring the deep dish Reese's Peanut Butter Cup Cookie Tart. So, we're going to go over to the test kitchen and I'm going to show you how you can make this incredible cookie and impress your friends. So, let's get going. So, my first piece of advice when you're trying to make some extraordinary peanut butter cookies is don't buy any peanut butter. Buy peanuts. You're going to definitely get the most flavor out of roasting your own peanuts. I have organic, raw, unsalted peanuts here that I've roasted in the oven at about 325 for about maybe 15 minutes till I got a nice golden brown color on them. And I have 1 pound here. So we're going to make some homemade peanut butter with this. You're going to need a food processor for this. So if you don't have one, you'll have to skip this step. Into the bowl of a food processor. Wish you could smell this right now. Whew, amazing. Okay, so we're going to add a few things to our fresh roasted peanuts here that I'm putting in specifically because we're making peanut butter cookies. I am going to put in about a tablespoon or so of Brer Rabbit molasses while this is processing. I'm also adding to this approximately a tablespoon or so of raw honey. About a tablespoon or so of vanilla paste. This is organic vanilla paste. Full teaspoon of sea salt. And then you don't have to process this until it's completely smooth. As a matter of fact, unless you have a really higher end food processor, which this is not, you're probably not going to get a completely smooth peanut butter like you're used to anyway. So, but a little bit chunky is just fine by me. It's going into a cookie anyways. So. Okay, so as soon as you have your homemade peanut butter sorted out, now it's time to weigh everything and get everything ready to go so you can mix your peanut butter cookie dough. Alright, so real quick, what's going into this is, for dry ingredients, I have 14 ounces of organic all-purpose flour. I have a half teaspoon of sea salt, a half teaspoon of baking soda, and a half teaspoon of baking powder. Here I have 15 ounces of dark brown sugar, organic, 2 organic pasture-raised eggs, and let's see what else, 8 ounces of melted Kerrygold unsalted butter. Oh, and last but not least, I'm going to go ahead and put a full tablespoon of the vanilla extract. And as I've already said, this is a pound of the homemade organic peanut butter that we made a little bit earlier. Okay, so the first thing I like to do with cookie recipes is I like to sift the dry ingredients all together before I even begin mixing. That way you know that your baking powder, baking soda, and salt is all getting distributed evenly throughout the whole cookie batter. So I have the salt, baking powder, baking soda, and then just quickly sift it into a larger bowl. So I'm using a stand mixer here for this, and I'm using the paddle attachment. And the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put in my melted Kerrygold butter. Then next I'm putting in all of the brown sugar at the same time. Mix to combine here. Scrape up the bowl as much as you have to get everything off the sides. So as soon as that sugar and butter is incorporated, I'm going to add all of the peanut butter in at the same time. We'll combine this very well. Make sure everything's smooth and scraped down. Then once you have that well combined, I'm going to go ahead and add the eggs one at a time on low. Then just a little bit at a time, you can start adding in your dry ingredients. And you do want to develop the gluten in this cookie recipe just for a minute or two. As you're mixing, after everything comes together, just mix it on medium-low for a minute or so to get that chewy texture that you're looking for in a really well-made peanut butter cookie. So when you're finished, your dough should have that beautiful, rich, deep, dark color to it. It's a little darker because of the molasses in it than your average peanut butter cookie, but I think it adds so much flavor that it's worth it. Okay, so I've given our peanut butter cookie dough about an hour in the refrigerator just to firm up. This is a 4.5 inch at the top diameter Tart tin, fluted Tart tin with removable bottom. 3.5 ounces. I think that's going to be about the right size that you're looking for. You just want to smash your cookie dough down into the Tart tin. Try to get it even, or you could use the back of the spoon, you know, and just get those like that, smooth on top. And by now your oven should be preheating to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's what we're going to go here with. We're going to go with 3.5 ounces for this size Tart tin. And if you don't have these, obviously you can just do these as a larger cookie too. That would be fine. It's just, I think this will make this more attractive and easier to bake in these. So I just pulled these out of the oven. They were in for just about 12 minutes at 350 degrees. So then the easiest way to finish these, just get yourself some of these full-size Reese's peanut butter cups. These are the classics, and they're just about the right size. And I froze these cups, peanut butter cups, so that they were rock solid. So it should help in keeping it from just melting into a total puddle of chocolate. So if they're frozen too, they're going to be a lot easier just to press down into the cookie, and that's what you want. And also, it probably would help if I had latex gloves on to keep the fingerprints off of it, but this is just for demonstration purposes here. And push it down as far as you can, and obviously you do have to do this while the cookies are still hot, or you'll never get the candies down into it. So just don't be shy, just push it all the way down into the dough. And now you're just going to want to let these cool completely down to room temperature before you try to unmold these. And that's really all there is to it. So we'll come back in a little bit and see what one of these little things tastes like. So in celebration of the world's third greatest candy, the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, I submit to you the deep dish Reese's Peanut Butter Cup Cookie Tart. And now I'm going to try one of these. Now, I'm pretty sure that you would be breaking some law of nature somewhere if you didn't have this with a big glass of cold milk. So that's what I'm doing here. Oh, these have an amazing old-fashioned peanut butter cookie smell to them. The aroma is truly enchanting. Wow. How could that not be good? Um, I mean, honestly, you can't go wrong. Reese's peanut butter cups are one of the most beloved candies in the history of the world. I really hope you'll give these a try with the little tartlets, or even if you just make big cookies, they're still going to be absolutely delicious like this. These are just kind of slightly warm still, so yeah, can't really go wrong. Give these a try. They're absolutely scrumptious. So have a great evening, and thanks for joining.